Hello everyone, Jonathan Bear here, acting as Mercury's messenger, and this is the show Random Stuff. Thank you for tuning in. So today what I'd like to talk about is more about the Uranus shifting into Taurus. However, I'm not going to speak so much about this anticipated May 15th date. I'm actually going to speak about the November 6th date and how Uranus retrogrades back into Aries, okay? So I want everyone to be well aware of the full cycle, right? He goes into Taurus here May 15th, retrogrades back in November, and then March 6th of 2019 then moves into Taurus as he continues his journey through Taurus until he reaches Gemini somewhere around 2025. Okay, so I have us a couple hours before the Uranus retrograde back into Aries. Okay, so what I see going on is this big red triangle, right? Okay, and so what's going on is Uranus is opposing the Moon and Venus, and is in square to the node. Okay, so let's start with Venus and the Moon. So the Moon being our emotional, intuitive self, and Venus representing values. Now Venus is in retrograde, so she's coming from Scorpio back into Libra. So the prolonged transformation, right, in Libra. Well, Venus rules both Libra and Taurus over here, so it's a pretty significant aspect that Venus is involved, since she rules the sign that Uranus is leaving, and Libra here, which Libra is about relationships and balance. Okay, so values in our relationships and balance is kind of what's going on, and our intuition is here as well with this relationship, balance, truth. You know, our we're this intuition is possibly, feeling out the truth, right? Because Libra has a lot to do with the truth. But this is opposing what's going on over here, which Uranus is coming out of values back into passion, warlike Aries. Okay, so a shocking change, moving back to this our passionate desires, going against our values, right? So there's a balance that we got to find here between this. But what's kind of working for us is this node. This node is in square to both these points, therefore putting tension against both of them, making us kind of choose or weigh out or balance these options. Now the node, what the node is it's our compass. Okay, it's our collective direction in this case, and it is in the sign of Leo. Okay, so Leo is about creativity, courage, and leadership. So it's about taking our own courage to create and to lead in a way that supports both our relationships and our values, right? So that's kind of what's going on there. Now I'm gonna move up a few hours here where the moon then moves into Scorpio. What comes first? I can't recall now. Oh, Uranus is in Taurus there. Okay. So where are we now? Uranus still in Taurus. The moon is now in Scorpio. Just about to have a new moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is transformation. It's a prolonged transformation when Uranus is sudden, shocking change. Okay. So currently, we're anticipating this May 15th date, which will, that shift will happen. I'm pretty certain it's after the new moon. It's within a few hours from the new moon. I can't recall if the shift is before or after. I'm going to have to look at that and comment that in the section. But nonetheless, just a few days ago, we had a full moon in Scorpio. Okay. So we see this Scorpio energy happening again with the Uranus transit in the lunar phase. So I don't know how many people know this, but we have that 28-day moon cycle every month, but we also have a year-long cycle, right? So the new moon here in the fall will be in Scorpio, and just as I said the other day, we had a full moon in Scorpio, which is the full moon of that year-long cycle. Okay, so there's a lot of transformation going on, and really, like, this is carrying out through all of 2018, and even until the new moon again in 2019. So it's almost 2 years, at least a year and a half transformation that we're going through. Okay, so let's go up a couple more hours here. Where's Uranus? Uranus is right at the last second, just about to change signs. The new moon hasn't happened yet. Uranus. Oh, Uranus has changed signs. Sorry, it's at 29 degrees. And the moon, one more hour, and we're probably at the new moon. Pretty close. This is just after the new moon. But yeah, the new moon in Scorpio, right, is going on just after this, just after Uranus shifted into Taurus. So this aspect here, this shift, is going back into self, passion, etc. And whatever that is will most likely have an influence on this transformation, right? Even though there's no aspects going on, they follow each other so closely that you have to me, accredit that shift to this 28-day cycle now that we'll have. Okay, the full moon of this cycle will be in I believe it's it might be in Taurus or Gemini. I was mixing up my my videos or whatever. Anyhow, not so important right now. That's not really what I wanted to talk about. What the other aspect that I wanted to talk about going on in all this is Jupiter over here. Okay, Jupiter has spent a year in Scorpio. Okay, Jupiter is expanding that transformation, and Jupiter here is right after the new moon about to go into Sagittarius. That's where I was about to say the full moon is, but the full moon would either be over here somewhere. It was Jupiter that's going into Sagittarius, not the moon. And Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and this is about truth, justice. It's also about our beliefs, our higher education, our philosophies, different things like that, okay? So Jupiter, let's move to that point. Where's Jupiter? Jupiter, right here. Has he moved? Yeah, he's in Sag now, okay? And Jupiter is also in trine to that node that I was talking about earlier. When on the other side over here we have Chiron, our wounds, and Chiron has moved back into Pisces. Chiron's kind of doing the same thing as Uranus this year. He had gone into Aries and retrogrades back into Pisces, and he'll then move forward again back into Aries. You know, probably I believe it's within a month of each other that they switched signs again in 2019. So they've kind of been doing the same thing, even though Chiron's at the end of Pisces, beginning of Aries, when Uranus is at end of Aries, beginning of Taurus, okay? So our wounds are kind of, they've gone back into, you know, where the illusion or delusion, you know, like where our undoings, where, you know, we're kind of lost or whatnot from being able to complete, because this is the 12th sign in the zodiac, when Aries is the first, okay? So we're reviewing, going back into issues, into delusions, about our wounds, okay, in this aspect. So there's a lot going on here in the fall with the Uranus retrograde. And when Uranus entered Aries, okay, we had that Fukushima, sorry, Aries is over here, that's Taurus. When we had that Fukushima disaster, March 11th, 2011, okay, but Uranus had already been in Aries and retrograded and went back into Aries in 2010. So we can see that Uranus crossed this point once in 2010, back again possibly late 2010, and then forward in 2011, where the Fukushima disaster happened. So, you know, this shocking change to values that we're anticipating May 15th, a lot of people are talking about the Fukushima disaster the last time he shifted signs. But, you know, it wasn't on the first shift, it was on the third time across that point. And anyhow, I feel like him retrograding back into Aries is going to be the one out of the three transitions. Even though it's the second one, he is moving back into a fiery, known for war, passionate, you know, like hot passion. And Uranus is about releasing pressure, right? So something is on fire, under compression, that needs to be released before it can move back into Taurus in March, right? Now, the other thing I also wanted to mention is, where's Jupiter? Jupiter is in there, the new moon we've had. Well, for some reason, I guess it's because it's, no, that's in the morning. Why did I think there was something going on the 8th I needed to speak about? Maybe the moon conjunct Jupiter? Oh, it was Jupiter? I wasn't looking at that right. It is the 8th that Jupiter changes signs and is conjunct to the moon. That, we just had the new moon. The moon was with Venus, and now with Jupiter. We also have Mercury nearby, which is giving us our insight is in the higher mind, higher education, belief, and Jupiter is now expanding that, and our intuition is traveling with this. Okay, so our intuitions are high on insight. Should be coming in some downloads or whatnot on the 8th of this aspect. Okay, so what I've noticed here is 6/11, 7/11, 8/11, and then 9/11, right? The following day. Not saying that numbers, right? The universe's language is numbers, synchronicity, all that is an aspect. I'm not saying anything is going to happen with the numbers. I'm not saying that this is not really. It's an aspect of like an offshoot of astrology. It's not really astrology, but I'm Mercury's messenger. As a Gemini, I'm about information. I see information here. Okay, whether it's true or not, I don't know right now. But nonetheless, it is information. And that information I'm seeing and I'm reporting it. Okay? Whether it has a part or not, I notice these things. I'm reporting about it. I'm not saying anything necessarily will come about it. But, with the entire Uranus shift, okay, the first one, May 15th, 5 plus 1 plus 5 equals 11. 2 plus 1 plus 8 equals 11. So the first shift is 11/11, right? The next shift is 6/11. 6 in a mirror is a 9. But nonetheless, the aspects kind of transpire between the 6th and the 9th. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. And then when Uranus in March changes signs into Taurus, back going in the forward motion back into Taurus, it's on March 6th, 2019. Okay, 369. I'm, like I said, just pointing out information. I'm not saying it has anything to do with it or not. I notice it and I'm reporting it, and I feel like, better that I say it and nothing happens than I don't say it and something happens, right? Okay, so basically that's the report about Uranus update on the fall transit. I wanted to do this video, prior to the 15th date in May, just because there's so much hype on it that, I want everyone to know that it's a full year, still pretty much all the way till March, that Uranus is still in this shift, and it's all happening in Scorpio moons. So there's even a longer process going on. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave this at this point here. I'm liking the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for my subscribers. Please like and share my videos. See you guys next time.